Not before work. The answer is no, but you know what it does do? It's one badass cleaner. And I've got some decals, stickers, that I want to put on the window. Here in Oklahoma, we clean our windows with moonshine. What do you guys think? Did you get the point across? I think so.
Ruth Kelly.
Should I put it there? Over here.
Okay. RuthKelly.com. Alright, thank you, hon.
Right there.
Perfect.
I think it's highly professional.
Oh, God.
What? Two more. One more on my window, and this one's going on the inside of the windshield. Some yards you just really enjoy working on. This is one of those yards. It's not one of my normal clients. By that I mean my standard client that I service all year round. This is one that just called me for leaves, but you notice the grass is beautiful, lush, and green. We don't have a whole lot of fescue around the Tulsa area, but when we get to work on one, it's really nice, and it's enjoyable. Certain areas of town have quite a bit of fescue, but a lot of it's Bermuda. But I will say, when you're cleaning up leaves, man, it is really rewarding when you blow the leaves off and you see that just lush, beautiful green. You can see all the neighbors have the dry, dormant Bermuda, and it's just not as fun cleaning leaves up off of that. They do clean up off of fescue a lot easier. They don't tend to stick down in the grass unless the fescue's a little taller. So say it hasn't been, a final cut on it. But if it starts to stick in Bermuda, even if it's got that final cut, if it starts to lay down in Bermuda, it's a nightmare cleaning it up out of it. So it really all depends. I guess that both can be bad with that, but that's just kind of my opinion. I would rather do a leaf cleanup off of fescue than I would Bermuda. It looks a lot better when you're done. So I actually took the opportunity to shoot this footage so that I could use it for advertising for my business, because it is one of those drastic cleanups. It's just a perfect scenario where the leaves still got a little bit of color, so they kind of have those red tones, and then you have the lush green compared to all the backgrounds dormant Bermuda. So when I do this yard, when I did this yard and I shot the video, I knew that it would make a perfect advertisement for my area. So that's the main reason I did this. I actually had this video up to edit for quite a while, and just haven't got to it, man. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll be on here if I see some tips. Actually, I know I'm gonna have some tips later, so So you might be thinking to yourself, I can't go out and do leaf cleanups because I don't have a big backpack blower, or I don't have a vacuum and I can't suck them up, or, whatever it might be. I don't have that truck or that trailer. Some of my first cleanups were, when I first started was during leaf season, so my cleanups were using a push mower. And one of the first pieces of equipment that I really thought, man, I would just wish I had a mower with a bag on it, because it would make cleaning these leaves a lot easier. And so I used to do that too. And I just want you to know, like, I still do it. I'm like, man, I just wish I had this piece of equipment or whatever it might be. But the reality of it is that you can do it with whatever you have. It might be more efficient with a certain piece of equipment, or it might be a little easier, or maybe you can get more done in a day with a certain piece of equipment. That's why my setup has evolved the way it has, because I always hit it hard with leaf season. I was always not necessarily making money, but I hit it hard doing leaves. And I was, getting into that fight or flight mode coming into wintertime, real hungry, needing money real bad, right? So I never had a problem putting myself out there. And I do a lot of cheap work in the beginning, for sure. Now I can't say that I do a lot of cheap leaf removal work, because I don't. But at one point in time, I really did. I'd go out and work all day and only make $100. And man, how do I make more money at this? How do I get a little better? And so my setups evolved over the years. I will say, the vacuum doesn't do anything for speed, okay? I don't have a big enough vacuum for that. There are some vacuums that are huge, and they're pretty quick. But I will say, altogether, a vacuum doesn't do anything for speed. So if you think that's going to speed you up, it won't. What the vacuum does is it's going to allow you to fit more leaves in your box, and handle more volume throughout the day, so you can hit a few more properties, make a little more money, that kind of thing. Not go to the dump as often. But before, I would get all the leaves on a driveway, or I'd even do it in the yard. I'd do it occasionally in a backyard, where I will mulch them all into a pile, and I'll turn a ton of leaves. I did this recently with a backyard. It was about a foot high across the whole backyard, and it was probably 3 times the amount of leaves as this, and I turned them into a tiny little pile that could probably fit in about 2 50-gallon trash cans, okay? So, you can still do it. You go out there and you just go in circles with your mower, and you turn your big amount of leaves into a small amount of leaves, and then you take the time to put it on a tarp, and you put that tarp in your trailer, or you put it in trash cans and put it in the back of your truck. Really, whatever you have to do to get the job done. But don't get caught in the trap of thinking that equipment's holding you back, because it's really not. It's just your attitude and willingness to get out there and actually perform the work and get the job done. Alright, something you may not have noticed while I was performing this job, maybe you did, is how much dust comes off of this setup. It is absolutely brutal, and one of the bad habits I have is not wearing a dust mask enough. And I can't imagine this stuff's good for my lungs, but just look at it all coming off this setup, right? So, yeah, always make sure your windows are up, and always make sure your doors are closed, and always wear a mask. I keep masks inside my truck, and I try to wear them when I think about it. So I'm trying to get in the habit of making myself wear it. Now that we've had a rain, this is when it was real dry. We've had a rain the last few days. Leaves are going to be heavy. They're going to be wet. They're not going to be as dusty, but they're going to be a lot more work. So there should be some good leaf cleanup videos coming pretty soon. So you're probably wondering, with that amount of leaves, because that's a decent amount of leaves, right? How much space does that take up in the box? And man, it really doesn't take up much. If you look back here on the tailgate, you can see what kind of shred it has. And so when you look in the box itself, I still got a lot of space. And yeah. So that's hardly anything. I shot this video so that I could, you know, make a promo, an advertisement for my business. I'm gonna have a follow-up to this video showing you how to make a Facebook video ad for your business to get more business in. Now it's time to clean up some leaves in the backyard, and that, I've got quite a few jobs to get to, so I'm not going to record that, but I hope this helps. And the follow-up to this video, I don't know when I'll get it up, but I hope that it helps you get some work in. You know what I mean? Because that's really what I'm trying to do with this channel, is further my business, show how I'm doing it, and if you are at a relative spot to me, hopefully help you out. Hey, you guys have a good one. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.